you get anxious when you don't have your cell phone on you? Well, there's a word for that. It's called nomophobia. Today we'll take a look at what it is and what to do about it. I'm Dr. Nishi Bhopal. I'm a physician specializing in integrative psychiatry and sleep medicine. Here are the benefits you'll get from this video. You'll understand the signs and symptoms of nomophobia, you'll understand how it affects your sleep and productivity, and you'll get a few solutions as to what to do about it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can learn more tips and tools to upgrade your sleep and well-being. I'm a total nerd when it comes to learning grammar and vocabulary and linguistics. I love all of that stuff. And so here's another new word that's a product of our modern society that we can add to our lexicon. The word is nomophobia. It literally comes from no mobile phone phobia. At this point in time on a global scale, more people have smartphones than toilets. Here's another stat that I found really astounding. The average smartphone owner will either click, tap, or swipe their phone more than 2,600 times a day. And on average, people will spend 5 years and 4 months of their life on social media. How do you know if your cell phone use is becoming problematic and if you're developing the signs and symptoms of nomophobia? One symptom is fear, worry, or panic when you think about not being able to use your phone or when you can't use your phone. Another one is anxiety or agitation if you know you have to put your phone away for a certain period of time. Constantly checking your phone to make sure you didn't miss a notification, checking it multiple times an hour could be a sign of this as well. And then feeling helpless without your phone is another sign or symptom. Why does nomophobia happen? One of the theories is that it could be related to a fear of loneliness or a fear of isolation, or a fear of being unreachable or not being able to reach others, or even a fear of simply not being able to access information. We're used to now living in a world where we have access to any information we could want right at our fingertips. Not being able to access that can sometimes be a little bit disorienting. Because this is such a new phenomenon in our culture, there aren't a lot of studies that help us kind of understand what the effects are, but there was a study that came out earlier this year in April of 2020 looking at a group of college students. It was found that in the sample of about 317 university students, 89% of them experienced moderate to severe nomophobia. And in this particular study, they were looking at the effects of nomophobia or cell phone related anxiety on sleep, and it was found that the greater the degree of nomophobia, the larger the impact on sleep. And some of the symptoms included excessive daytime sleepiness, long naps, overthinking and ruminating at bedtime, and inconsistent bedtimes and wake times, which we know has a huge impact on sleep quality. And along with the effects on sleep, it was found that the greater the degree of nomophobia, the greater degree of avolition or a lack of motivation. So this anxiety about cell phones can actually feed into low motivation and even low productivity. Staying focused and concentrating and getting into a state of flow requires at least a few minutes of uninterrupted concentration. Any kind of distraction, even ones as brief as a study showed 2.8 seconds, can disrupt your state of flow and your focus and concentration. And I wonder about the effects on ADHD if we're sort of inducing symptoms of ADHD just as a product of our culture. One solution is to take scheduled breaks. Schedule in some times during the day where you actually take a conscious break from your cell phone, and you can even put that on your calendar and allow yourself to use that time to do other things. Maybe you read a book, maybe you go for a walk, maybe you do some cooking, whatever it is, but do something where you're not actually on your phone and using a screen. Another potential solution is to take a technology fast. So a lot of us have heard about intermittent fasting when it comes to food. We can also apply this principle to technology. When we think about consuming things and taking a fast, you can also think about all the other things that you're consuming, including social media, the news, and other forms of information and entertainment. You could start small and work your way up and just kind of notice how that feels. This might feel especially difficult right now during this time of COVID, where we rely on our phones and technology to stay in communication with work and loved ones and family and friends and so forth. But it might actually be even more important now because we are so reliant on our phones. As far as reducing sleep disruptions and reducing the impact on your sleep quality, you can keep your phone out of reach, ideally even charging in another room overnight while you sleep. And a tip I recommend to everyone, whether or not you have nomophobia, is to turn off notifications, and that's going to help you stay in a state of flow, help you concentrate better. And it's also just good for your nervous system. so you don't get into this kind of revved up, like yellow alert state that many of us do find ourselves in. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and click the like button, and you can also subscribe to my weekly newsletter for bite-sized tips on sleep and well-being. You can sign up for the newsletter at intrabalance.com/newsletter. The link is also available in the video description.